And welcome everybody to our in-week play during the time travel baseball league. I'll spit it out. This is Big Polly coming to you at 5:04 the afternoon of April the 20th. We're going to play the Sunday, Monday, Tuesday games of the Time Travel League. And we resume play here on, let me see what day we're on. We're on the 24th of June. So we're going to play 3 games back to back to back, minimal commentary, and we're going to go to Los Angeles to start this one off, as it's going to be the Futurists and the Explorers. I'm off to a good start, aren't I? It's going to be Roy Halladay and Gaylord Perry, your starting pitchers. From Chavez Ravine. Put Vlad Guerrero in here. Move him to 6. Okay, we're all set to go with this first of the 3 games.
Pitching for Explorers, Gaylord Perry.
Gaylord Perry. If you've been watching our series, you know the teams by now. This is game 72 for each team. Mookie Betts leading off, 234. 2 homers, 17 RBIs. Not doing too well against the best. Mays with the putout. Let me just make some changes to video and sound. A 74-degree night. Minimal winds. David Wright hitting 206. That's also smoked to center and also caught by Willie Mays. Pujols up 304. 1748.
Nothing across in the top of the first. Futurists 0. Explorers coming to bat. Pitching for Futurists, Roy Halladay.
So Perry off to a good start. He can go 145. Halladay could go 120. Ken Boyer is 240. 7 homers, 23 RBIs. That's smoked to left and gone. Home run number 8 for Kenny Boyer, 1-0. Explorers on the board here. Bill Mazeroski, 258, 5 homers, 31 ribbies. Soriano with a nice grab there for the putout. Frank Robinson, 315, 10 homers, 41 RBIs. We play 154 games. This is number 72 for everybody, as Halladay gets the K there. Halladay, 372, 8-4. His whip is 1308. Willie Mays to right over to Pujols to retire the side.
1 hit, no errors. Explorers 1, Futurists 0.
Gaylord Perry, when you count that last inning, 402 in 102/3 innings pitched, 6-7. His whip was 1351. Barry Bonds, 278, 14 homers and 42 RBIs against the best pitchers of all time. He's out there on a 5-3 putout. A-Rod, 306, 16 homers, 57 RBIs. Base hit right center. And he can steal. Brings Jim Edmonds, 276, 7-21. That's 7 homers, 21 RBIs. There's another K for Perry. Well, actually, that is his first K of the game. Joe Mauer, 296, 1 homer, 27 RBIs.
No runs, 1 hit, no errors. The Spliss 1, Futurists 0.
So we go to the bottom of the second for the Explorers, or as they are known locally in Los Angeles, the Splos. Willie McCovey, 247, 11 homers, 26 RBIs. That's poked to right, and Betts will get to that for the first out. Vlad the Impaler, Vladimir Guerrero, who had 4 homers in one game. The only player in the Time Travel League to have done that. 298, 10 homers and 25 RBIs. That is Vladimir Guerrero Sr. grounding out to A-Rod, 6-3. And here's Man Ram. Only 65 at-bats, 246, 3 homers, 11 RBIs.
No
And a K for Halladay.
No hits, no errors. Explorers 1, Futurists 0.
That was the second K for Roy Halladay. Great from the Toronto Blue Jays and Philadelphia Phillies, who tragically died in a plane crash off of the Gulf of Mexico, west coast of Florida. Prince Fielder, 250, 11 homers and 37 ribbies. How? Offensively, the Explorers have Ramirez, Mays, and Robinson, Boyer, Machado, Mazeroski, McCovey, Howard catching, and Perry pitching, who's now up to 28. Grounder first. McCovey stepping on the bag himself for the first out. Alfonso Soriano, 243, 626. Machado getting to that in the hole, throws the first for out number 2. Top of the order, Mookie Betts again.
No runs,
Side retired.
No hits, no errors. Explorers 1, Futurists 0.
Manny Machado is 244, 5 homers, 21 RBIs. Elston Howard, 269. Ellie has a homer and 12 RBIs. Soft line drive to Soriano to get the out there. Back to the top of the order, and Ken Boyer, 1 for 1 with the home run. Now up to 8 homers and 24 RBIs. Yes, I already had hot dogs for dinner. Thank you. Up the middle, a base hit, so Boyer's 2 for 2 on the day, and he has the sole 2 hits for the Explorers. Back to Mazeroski, 0 for 1.
No runs, 1 hit, no errors. Explorers 1, Futurists 0.
That brings up David Wright, the former Met, 0 for 1. Base hit down the line will allow Wright to get to second on a double, his 9th of the year, bringing up Albert Pujols. He's now 1 for 2 after that base hit puts runners at the corners. Now danger here for the Explorers with Barry Bonds up, runners at the corners and nobody out. They'll get the force at second. That will bring Wright in to tie the game at 1-all. A-Rod, 1 for 1. Bond steals base number 8 on the year. Back to A-Rod. That's a K. That's 3 for Perry. Of course, Perry liked to put anything he could on the baseball, not just Vaseline. And, well, the stories are out there. All you got to do is research them. Jim Edmonds is 0 for 1. Perry will cover at first base.
2 hits, no errors. Futurists 1, Explorers 1.
3.5 gone by. Bottom of the 4th for Frank Robinson, 0 for 1. That's a base hit right center. Moving him up to 316 on the year. Say Hey is 0 for 1, 255. Pujols, unassisted, making the play at first, moving Robinson to second. And Willie McCovey. will be walked to bring up Vladimir Guerrero, who we know can hit the long ball in 152 at-bats, 10 homers. Right, Soriano,
No
Pujols.
1 hit, no errors. Futurists 1, Explorers 1.
A double play. And we go to the top of the fifth for the Futurists, and Joe Mauer 0 for 1 today. Mays is going to get to that. Got that at the warning track. Prince Fielder, 249. Another K. That's 4 for Gaylord Perry, who has not given up any walks today so far. Alfonso Soriano is 0 for 1. Machado, McCubby, 3 outs.
No runs, no hits, no errors. Futurists 1, Explorers 1.
The first of 3 games in this in-week play session of the Time Travel League of Baseball. Manny Ramirez is up 0 for 1 and a K. Smoked to left center, and Bonds will get to that, though, at the warning track for the first out. Manny Machado, 243 and 0 for 1 today. Pujols with the play unassisted to first base, bringing up Elston Howard, who is 0 for 1. Soft line drive to Soriano.
No hits, no errors. Futurists 1, the Spliss 1.
So we're moving right along on this one. The Futurists and the Explorers tied 1-1 going to the 6th. And Mookie Betts back up 0 for 2. Another ground out. Perry is at 60 pitches. Halladay is at 67. David Wright. Mazeroski to McCovey. Pujols is up. 17 home runs to lead all the Futurists. A 305 average. 1 for 2 today, and now it's 1 for 3.
No errors. Futurists 1, Explorers 1.
Kenny Boyer back up 2 for 2 on the day. A homer and a ribby. The only ribby and homer the Explorers have had today. 4 Ks now for Halladay as Bill Mazeroski steps up to the plate 0 for 2. In the right field for a base hit. Soriano made a poor play. Frank Robinson is 1 for 2. And he walked. Only the second given up by Halladay today. Willie Mays. Could there be a rally here for the Explorers? In this Pitchers Park, 1965 Dodger Stadium. Hit well to center and gone. 13 home runs for Willie Mays, and that's RBI is 42, 43, 44. And just like that, we have a 4-1 game in the bottom of the 6th. Show you the replay of that, if we can. And there it went. And the 3 runs scored. Homer went 391 happy feet. And here is McCovey, 0 for 1 today, and he strikes out. Back to Vlad Guerrero and his 294 average. 0 for 2 today. Ground out the 3rd.
3 runs, 2 hits, no errors. Explorers 4, Futurists 1.
To the 7th inning now. And Barry Bonds. Perry looking like he could go the distance easily if he does not get into trouble. With this Futurists lineup, you never know when troubles abound. 0 for 2. And now he's 0 for 3 on the line drive to Mazeroski. A-Rod is up. He is 1 for 2. That's a K. That's 6 now for Gaylord Perry, who was mentioned in Willie, Mickey, and the Duke at the end of the song, because they were talking about players in the 80s, and Brett was the greatest, and Bobby Bonds could play for anyone. Jim Edmonds 0 for 2, 273 now. That is smoke to right field, but Robinson's going to, it's going to bounce off the wall, and Edmonds is in with a double. Joe Mauer 0 for 2. Well, now he's 1 for 3, and Edmonds is going to stay at third. Tying run, that of Prince Fielder at the plate. 0 for 2 today. He's got 11 taters, so he can mash. And speak of the devil, we have a tie game. Prince Fielder with his 12th round tripper off Gaylord Perry, and we are tied 4-4. Bottom of the order now, and Alfonso Soriano 0 for 2. Perry to McCovey on that ground ball.
3 hits, no errors. Futurists 4, Explorers 4.
So both teams have traded 3-run home runs. The Explorers in the bottom of the 6th, the Futurists in the top of the 7th. And we're tied 4-4. Manny Ramirez is 0 for 2. That's a K. Halladay now up to 6 himself. Manny Machado is 0 for 2. That's a base hit just by A-Rod in left field. So with a runner at first, we go to Elston Howard, who's hitting .267. Throw back to first, Machado is back. That's a grounder. A-Rod to Soriano to get the force. 2 outs now for Kenny Boyer. 2 for 3. Pujols to Halladay.
1 hit, no errors. Futurists 4, Explorers 4.
We go to the top of the 8th and Mookie Betts. Perry had 86 pitches. That is a walk. Betts is a speedster at first. Let's check him. He is back. Pitch out. Now he's got 5 stolen bases on the year. Go to right. That's a K. Well, this might be crazy, but I'm going to walk Pujols to get the Bonds. He's only hitting .274. Pujols was hitting .304. See what happens here. Boyer. Infield hit for Bonds. Okay, and A-Rod has a grand slam already this year. We're bringing the infield in for A-Rod. Skied up to Mazeroski. The runners do not move. 2 outs for Jim Edmonds.
No runs, 1 hit, no errors. Futurists 4, Explorers 4.
So Gaylord Perry got out of the inning with his 7th K, and that's going to bring the Explorers to bat and Bill Mazeroski. Heart of the order coming up for the Explorers. Mazeroski, a base hit to left. Now, do I have somebody who could play second? Well, I should. I got 3 shortstops there. Somebody could play second. We are going to bring up Luis Aparicio.
Aparicio is the new runner at first.
Just so we have some superior base running. Frank Robinson, 1 for 2. And the count now 1-2. We'll do it again. They get the force at second, but they cannot turn 2. Frank Robinson is at first base now. And Willie Mays, who hit the home run in the 6th, is up in the 8th. That's K. That's number 7 for Roy, who's closing in on his 120-pitch quota. Now, McCovey is my weakest hitter. So I got to assume I have somebody who could play first base. And I am going to look to Al Kaline.
Pinch hitting for Explorers, Al, Colin.
.295 on the year, 4 homers and 16 ribbies. Let's just play the percentages. That's a base hit, and Bonds with a mishandle is going to put Kaline at second and Robinson at third for Vlad Guerrero. Another foul tip. The count 1-2 with 2 outs. Base hit. And that's going to plate 2 on a Guerrero single, and it's 6-4. Brings up Manny Ramirez. Throw back to first. The runner is safe. They're staying with Halladay, interestingly enough. That's down the line, a fair ball. Guerrero's going to come in and score on the double, and it's 7-4. So teams trading 3-run innings. That's going to bring up Manny Machado. Right to Pujols, side retired finally.
4 hits and 1 error. Explorers 7, Futurists 4.
Okay. Bring in Marcus Semien to play second base. I'll have him bat second. Elston Howard will move to first base. The catcher will be Bill Freehan. And I'm going to bring in a reliever. I'm going to bring in, who do I got? Ron Peronowski to be our stopper.
Pitching for Explorers, Ron Peronowski.
Joe Mauer up for the Futurists. You need 3 to tie. Semien to Howard for the first out. Prince Fielder, 1 for 3. That's a walk by Peronowski. He could go 50 pitches. Soriano 0 for 3. Passed ball that's going to move Fielder to second base. McKay. Peronowski, by the way, 2 and 3, 6 saves, a 3.08 batting ERA. So it's up to Mookie Betts to keep the game alive. He cannot. Peronowski cannot put him away. So now it's David Wright who's the tying run. Peronowski, Howard, and that's your game. Explorers win 38-34 now. The Futurists lose to go to 40-32.
The final score from Dodger Stadium, Explorers 7, Futurists 4. Gaylord Perry is the winner. He is now 7-7 on the season. Roy Halladay gets the loss. He is now 8-5. Ron Peronowski gets the save, number 7. Prince Fielder hit home run number 12 on the season. Ken Boyer hit number 8. Willie Mays hit number 13. Time of the game, 2 hours, 56 minutes.
And your MVP was Willie Mays. So let's play the games from this day. I want to do something on miscellaneous. See if, no, it won't let me do strategy and lineups both defenses, at least on this screen. So let's play out the games from the 24th. We'll go through them all. Spirits winners 7-5. Spitfires 6-3 over the Deadballers. Pioneers 8-4 over the Sultans of the 20s. The Aces of the 1910s beat the Ironmen 4-3, and the Stars beat the Wings 7-5. The 80 Stars and the 50s Wings, and that went 11 innings. Dan Musial had a pretty good game. 4 hits and a home run. Roger Clemens for the Niners, who lost 7-5, went 7 1/3, 10 Ks. Luke Gehrig is still your batting average leader. No, I take that back. It is now Frank Thomas and Ted Williams who are tied at 337. Walter Johnson still the ERA leader by a lot. McGuire, Gehrig, and Ruth, your home run leaders at 22. We got 4 guys at 10 wins each. Musial and DiMaggio at 65 runs batted in. Peronowski with his 7th save now is in a tie with John Wetland of the Niners for the saves lead underneath Mariano Rivera with 8. Joe Morgan, Hugh Duffy at 31 saves. Roger Clemens now leading in strikeouts with 107. On base percentage is now Ted Williams at 448. Grover Alexander, a 6-game winning streak. Ironmen are your best hitters. Pioneers are your best pitchers. Best fielders are the Futurists by 1,000th of a point. Now let's try to find our second game here. Seaver Maddox would be 720. Walters and Plank would be 754. We just did Futurist Explorers, so we're going to do the Spirits Niners game from Riverfront Stadium. Okay, that lineup is good. That lineup is good. Well, Tome is not that great a hitter. So I'm going to take him out and put Sal Bando in. And we will just move everybody up. And have Bando bat not ninth. Have him bat eighth. And off we go. Game number 2, the Spirits and the Niners.
Pitching for Niners, Greg Maddox.
We hope you're doing well if you have queued up to this point in the video. Rainy conditions at Riverfront, 80 degrees, and a right to left wind at 7. See if I can set this up so the defenses can be more responsible. I can't set it up from here. Okay. Joe Morgan leading off of that 189 batting average of his. He has 31 stolen bases. Maddox is 345, a 6-6 record. Base hit on the bunt. It's going to put Morgan at first base. We'll go to Noma. Garcia Pera, 289, 10 homers, 34 ribbies. McGuire will scoop that up and get the play unassisted at first base, bringing up Dick Allen. The Spirits are the 70s team. The Niners are, of course, the 90s team. So they have 28 players from that era. Plus, we had a Travelers draft, so you'll see players from all over on these teams. I'm thinking about getting rid of that for year 2. Just having 28 players, and if players get injured, then we just draft players to put players in to replace them from that era. Dick Allen is 252, 12 homers, 36 RBIs. That's hit well to left, and Dick Allen has homer number 13. 2-0 Spirits. Willie Stargell, 246, 11 homers, 29 RBIs. And he smokes that, but Larry Walker's going to make the grab. 2 outs now for Michael Jack Schmidt. Bell, Griffey Jr., Walker in the outfield, Arenado, Larkin, Elamar McGuire in the infield, Rodriguez catching, Ivan Rodriguez and Greg Maddox pitching. And Schmidt has a base hit, but he tried to go for 2 and was out.
No errors. Spirits 2. Niners coming to bat. Pitching for Spirits, Tom Seaver.
Tom terrific, 375, a 7-7 record through 112 2/3 innings pitched. The corner's playing in because Alomar is a 10 bunter, which is the best you could be. And this is hit to right. Reggie with the putout in right field, I beg your pardon. Let's go through the defense for the Spirits real fast. Stargell, Otis, Jackson In the outfield, Schmidt, Garcia, Pera, Morgan, and Allen. In your infield bench catching, he's got that 9 arm. And Seaver, a 7 ranged pitcher. Juan Rodriguez, 271, 8 homers, 36 RBIs. Ball 4. Got some major league games tonight, this Monday night. Of course, Cincinnati is in the Tampa Bay area to take on the Tampa Bay Rays. Lost 2 out of 3 to Pittsburgh. Still fighting it out for the lead in the AL East. And the bad news for the Lightning, they lost Game 1 in the first round of the Stanley Cup to Montreal, and that best of 7 has just started. Edgar, 326, a homer and 10 ribbies, has not had a lot of at-bats. The pickoff throw not successful. Hit well to center, and Otis is going to have enough room to make the play around the warning track for the second out. Here's Big Mac, 22 homers, 56 RBIs. He hit 70, of course, in 1998 for the St. Louis Cardinals in that expansion year. Hitting 250 here. That's a line drive and a great stab by Mike Schmidt.
No runs, no hits, no errors. Spirits 2, Niners 0.
Both teams, of course, in battling it out probably for what could be the number 1 draft choice. Probably do a draft. I don't know about that. Don't hold me to that. Johnny Bench, 240. 6 homers, 20 RBIs. 204 at-bats. He's kind of struggled at the plate here. That's a K for Craig Maddox. Bringing up Reggie Jackson, 208. 11 homers and 38 RBIs. And that's going to be off the wall. Jackson's got to double his 9th of the year. Sal Bando, 286, has only had 14 at-bats, though, so he's 4 of 14. Bando was on those 70s A's teams that won 3 straight world titles in 72, 73, 74. McGuire unassisted the bag, moving Jackson to third. And Amos Otis, who at one time was a New York Met, played on that 69 Miracle team. 235, 4 homers, 12 ribbies.
No runs, 1 hit, no errors. Spirits 2, Niners 0.
Bottom of the second now, and Larry Walker, 269, 9 homers, 35 RBIs. Morgan playing way behind that arc, making the play. He was almost playing in short right. Made the put out, 1 out. Ken Griffey Jr., the kid, 10 homers, 23 RBIs. Hitting 230. That's a K for Griffey. Number 1 for Seaver today, and Albert Bell once ran over a Milwaukee Brewer, whose name escapes me. Fernando Vina, I think. 13 homers, 33 RBIs, 253. Right back to Seaver, over to Allen.
No runs, no hits, no errors. Spirits 2, Niners 0.
Of course, it was in Riverfront Stadium as a Red where Tom Seaver threw a no-hitter in 1978 against the Cardinals. Back to the top of the order, and Joe Morgan, who's now 192. And Maddox with an error is going to allow Morgan to go to first base. We'll try a pickoff. Awful call. Replay showing he was out by a mile, but we do not have replay. We use traditional rules with the exception of the DH. Pitch out. There's your out. 1 out. Garcia Pera 0 for 1. Now 288. Base hit to center. And he just snuck in under the tag. Made a bid for a double and got there. And Dick Allen now up. He had the home run in the first. 256. That's foul. See a family from Paducah, Kentucky at the game. Grounder, Larkin to McGuire. That holds Garcia Pera at Second base, I beg your pardon. That's 2 outs for Willie Stargell. Pops 0 for 1.
No runs, 1 hit, 1 error. Spirits 2, Niners 0.
Barry Larkin up. 243 on the year, 11 homers and 33 ribbies.
Hot dog, here. Hot dog. Get your hot dog. Hot dog. Hot dog.
Seaver could go 130 pitches. Maddox can go 120. Grounded to first base, and actually Allen has made it to second on the double. Nolan Arenado, 242. He's one of the travelers. 8 homers, 30 RBIs. Base hit. That's going to keep Larkin at third. Runners at the corners for Alomar. If there was 1 out, it would be a good place for a squeeze. But we could play for the bigger inning here. Otis will make the play. Let's watch Larkin. He will score. And it's 2-1. So a sacrifice for Roberto, and Pudge Rodriguez up 271. No at bat because he walked in the first. Base hit. Runners at first and second for Edgar Martinez, 318. No homers and, well, he was 0 for 1 today. Of course, he hasn't had a homer today so far. Hit well to center. Otis making the play for the second out. Bringing up Big Mac, 0 for 1. Tied for the lead in home runs with 22. OPS at 875. Schmidt to Morgan for the force.
1 run, 2 hits, 1 error. Spirits 2, Niners 1.
Top of the fourth, and this is our second of 3 games we're doing in this video. And Michael Jack Schmidt. 1 for 1, now he's 1 for 2, as Maddox picks up K number 4. Johnny Bench is up. That's going to go to the wall, down the line, and Bench has his 11th double of the year. I take that back, that is Bench's 6th double. I don't know why it says 11 doubles. No, I take that back. I'm looking at the wrong column. Bench does have 11 doubles. Reggie Jackson, 1 for 1, a double himself to go to 211. That's a K. Now, the Spirits play in the Astrodome. That's not a very offensive-friendly park. So that's why you're seeing a lot of the production numbers way down for some of these 70s players. Sal Bando, 267, 0 for 1. Larkin to McGuire.
No runs, 1 hit, no errors. Spirits 2, Niners 1.
2-1, bottom of the fourth for Larry Walker, who is 0 for 1, 268. That's a walk. Bringing up Ken Griffey Jr. 10 homers, 23 RBIs. Ken had some injuries in the latter part of his career. You kind of wonder what might have been had he stayed healthy. Seaver gets the force at second base. Bringing up Albert Bell, who was 0 for 1 today. Now at 252. Soft line drive. And they double up Ken Griffey.
Cross in the bottom of the fourth. Spirits 2, Niners 1.
That brings up Amos Otis. 232, 0 for 1 today. Soft line drive to Alomar. Maddox at 64 pitches. After pitching 4 1/3. He's given up 6 hits, no walks, 5 Ks. Joe Morgan. A base hit to right, which he turns into a double. Boosting his BA up to 194 now. Now, he's a threat to steal third, and with one out, that would be a good play. So we're going to do pitch out. Wasn't going. Larkin charging, but that's a base hit, putting runners at the corners for Dick Allen. Now, Dick Allen can't bunt worth a lick, so I'm not expecting a squeeze here. I'm going to bring my infield in halfway. Soft line drive to Arenado for the second out, bringing up Willie Stargell. 2 outs, top of the 5th. That's a walk. So we'll make it a little more dramatic and bring Mike Schmidt up. 219, 1 for 2 today, and a K.
No runs, 2 hits, no errors. Spirits 2, Niners 1.
The Niners get out of that 5th inning, and now they bat with Barry Larkin up 0 for 1. Hit well, but right to Amos Otis. Nolan Arenado, 246, 1 for 1. Hit the center. Otis again. 2 outs for Roberto Alomar. What I think I would do for season 2 is just allow players who played in maybe not their best years, but like say the Stars were the worst team. Well, anybody who played in the 80s would be eligible for those 28 roster slots. I think that's how I would do it. Ditto with Babe Ruth. He played the 10s, 20s, and 30s, and whoever had the worst record would get him. But we'd have a draft lottery probably. 12 teams, 4 making the playoffs. The worst record would get a 1 in 8 chance, and then the next team 1 in 7, and so forth. That's what I'm thinking of doing. So Ivan's 1 for 1. Throw back to first, the runner back. He's at 82%. Let's send him, shall we? Safe, number 20 for the year for Roberto Alomar. 25th of stolen bases. Count 1-0 to Rodriguez. A base hit now could tie the game. That is not a base hit. That is Garcia Parra making the play.
1 hit, no errors. Spirits 2, Niners 1.
And we go to the top of the 6th, and Johnny Bench, 1 for 2 with a double. He's also struck out. Well, you don't have to worry about that. That's gone. Homer number 7, a round tripper for Johnny Bench, where he hit a lot of home runs in Riverfront Stadium, and it's 3-1 now. Spirits. Reggie Jackson is 1 for 2. Grounder to first, McGuire to the bag. Sal Bando is 0 for 2. He walks. Amos Otis, 0 for 2, 229. That is hit well to center, but Griffey has enough space to make the play there. Second out for Joe Morgan. That's a walk from Nomar Garcia Parra, who is 2 for 3 and a double. And the Niners get out of the inning.
1 hit, no errors. Spirits 3, Niners 1.
Might go looking for a reliever here when we get to the top of the 7th. Here's Edgar, 311 and 0 for 2 today. Seaver now with 2 Ks. He's been quiet. 2 walks, 2 Ks, only 3 hits surrendered. Back to Big Mac, who is 0 for 2. And we have a rain delay. A rain delay. Seaver strong. Maddox very tired. Well, I was going to pull him anyway. Allow Raleigh Fingers to pitch. Yes. Raleigh Fingers coming in for the Spirits. He can go 70, a 4.07 ERA. 1 and 3, no saves. So after that long rain delay, I hope you enjoyed that episode of Hawaii 5-0 while we were on break. And Mark McGuire is back up 0 for 2. And that's a walk. Larry Walker back up. He is 0 for 1 on the day with a walk himself. Hit well to right center, but Otis will get to that at the warning track. Second out for Ken Griffey Jr., who is 0 for 2. He, of course, once played at Riverfront. And he's hit. Putting runners at first and second. Albert Bell 0 for 2. Fingers over to Allen, side retired.
No hits, no errors. Spirits 3, Niners 1.
Okay, who are we going to bring in? Face Allen, Stargell, and Smith. I'm bringing in a righty because we don't... Okay, we could bring in Saberhagen. We could bring in Appier, and we could bring in Pat Henkin. Want a fresh arm. We'll go Saberhagen.
Pitching for Niners, Brett Saberhagen.
I believe we had him in a game we recently did. 759, a 1-2 record, only 21 innings pitched. Of course, a hero in the 85 World Series, that Kansas City-St. Louis series. Game 6, still a sore subject for St. Louis Cardinal fans. And Dick Allen is up 1 for 3, 253. Well, that's gone. That's 2 homers today for Dick Allen. 4-1 now in favor of the Spirits. That was homer number 14 for Dickie A. and a 39th RBI. And Willie Stargell now up 0 for 2. That's also juiced well, but Ken Griffey will get to that. Schmidt is 1 for 3. I think it was the game we had between the Spirits and the Futurists, and the Futurists gave up like 4 home runs in an inning. I did that last week. I think it was the Spirits winning that. That's a base hit for Michael Jack. Go to 2 for 4 on the game. Bench, 2 for 3, a double and a home run. He's now hitting 246. That's going to be hit to Bell. I don't know what Griffey was doing. Second out for Reggie Jackson, 1 for 3 and 210. Sounds like a highway in Los Angeles.
1 run, 2 hits, no errors. Spirits 4, Niners 1.
So the Niners got some work to do, trailing 4-1. Larkin, 0 for 2. Allen, he couldn't make the play there. Could not make the play there, an error. We've had 2 errors by the Spirits and 1 for the Niners so far. So Larkin aboard, but we need base runners. You got Nolan Arenado up. That's up the middle, a base hit. That's going to put Larkin at third base. We've had an injury.
Pitching for Spirits, Bruce Sutter.
And Bruce Sutter is going to try to close it out. This will be a 9-out save for the Spirits. Sutter is 2 and 4, 4 saves, a 4.78 ERA. But this is going to be trouble. Him trying to get 9 outs. Alomar, 1 for 2. Schmidt played back at third base. The runner will score, Larkin, but they will trade the run for the out, and it's 4-2. Looking at some options here. I'm going to bring in Chipper Jones to pinch hit. Actually, no, I got a better option. Jeff Bagwell.
Pinch hitting for Niners, Jeff Bagwell.
Bagwell's the tying run. Just 1 at bat the whole season, but 2 runs scored, so he's been being used as a pinch runner. See if Bagwell can get a hold of one. No, that's a K. That brings up Edgar Martinez. Down the first base line, and Allen makes the play.
1 error. Spirits 4, Niners 2.
New catcher's going to be Mike Piazza, and that's the only one left for the Niners. Brando is up 0 for 2, top of the 8th. We're under the third. Amos Otis, 226 and 0 for 3 today. That is hit well to right, and Walker makes the play. Second out for Joe Morgan, 2 for 3. A walk and a double. Alomar to McGuire.
No runs, no hits, no errors. Spirits 4, Niners 2.
So this is going to be a challenge for the Spirits to get out of this game with Suter. He's already used 15 of his 50 pitches. McGuire is 0 for 2 and a walk. Now he's 1 for 3 on a base hit to center, and he motors in with the double. Very nice. Bringing up Larry Walker, who is also 0 for 2 and a walk. We get the out at first base and move McGuire to third. Ken Griffey Jr. is at 228. And here I'm going to make another move. Ken not doing well hitting-wise. Kirby Puckett I could bring in. We got Andre Dawson. We'll do Andre Dawson, the Hawk.
Pinch hitting for Niners, Andre Dawson.
Dawson, 316. 1 homer, 12 ribbies, and a 790 OPS. Well, you don't have to worry about that. That's gone. We're tied. Good call there, as Andre provided the mash, and we're tied 4-4. Albert Bell, 0 for 3 and 250. That's a K. Get the 2 outs. Suter's still in there after blowing the save, and Barry Larkin is up 0 for 3. Base hit to left. Now, I got shortstop still, so... Well, Larkin's a 10 runner, so let's just leave him in. We'll go to Nolan Arenado. Is safe there on a pickoff move to first. A pitch out. We'll hit and run here. But an out.
2 runs, 3 hits, no errors. Spirits 4, Niners 4.
We will keep Andre Dawson in. He will play center. Got that great arm, a 7 arm. Saberhagen staying in at 31 pitches. Might be his last inning. If we're tied going to the 10th, I'll put somebody else in. Let's see if you get out on the 9th first. That's Sky to the shortstop. 1 out. Dick Allen's the guy you got to avoid. He's been the danger man so far for the Spirits. 2 for 4, 2 homers, 3 ribbies. And now he's got 3. My word, 3 home runs for Dick Allen today. 15 on the year now, and it's 5-4, and I'm giving Mr. Saberhagen the hook. We'll bring in David Wells. No, actually, David pitched the other day. Still want to use some fresh arms, so I'm down to Kevin Appier, and we'll go with Appier to finish this off.
Pitching for Niners, Kevin Appier.
Stargell is 0 for 3, 242. McGuire. You didn't think he would hit a 3rd home run in that situation, so that's why I just stuck with what I had, and that backfired. 2 outs now for Michael Schmidt, 2 for 4, 2 Ks. And that is hit well. But Bell makes the play
1
at
run,
the fence.
1 hit, no errors. Spirits 5, Niners 4.
So it's score 5-4. I got a guy who could play 3rd. Suter against Arenado, and Suter is getting tired. Looking at Andy Pafko maybe coming in, who is a traveler. But we're going to go with Bryce Harper.
Pinch hitting for Niners, Bryce Harper.
Harper, 21 at-bats, mainly as a pinch hitter. Of course, he's currently with the Phillies. Used to play for Washington out of Las Vegas. A homer, 2 ribbies, that .333 average. A walk, putting Harper at first base. Now, we'll bring in a pinch runner, Craig Biggio. Infield guarding the lines and the outfield playing no doubles. And that will be foul. And the count 0-2 to Roberto, who is 1 for 3 today with 2 ribbies. That is a walk. So Suter now. Gut check time for him as Mike Piazza is in the game. 194, a homer and 4 ribbies. Can hit righties well. He should be hitting them .329. A little confab on the mound before the pitch. And that is to Schmidt. To Morgan, they get the force. At second. With the infield in. See if I got a good bunter. Left on the bags. We'll go with Omar Vizquel.
Pinch hitting for Niners, Omar Vizquel.
Omar 0 for 1 on the season. And if you guessed we're going to squeeze, you're right. We're going to try to tie the game. It's down. And they go to play at home plate, and the runner was safe. The squeeze play works, and we're tied at 5. Oh! Now, it's Mark McGuire who's up. I can't pinch run for Piazza because I already brought my last catcher in. And McGuire is 1 for 3. Base hit might win it. We'll see. That's a walk. Now, a walk wins the game. Larry Walker. Are you sure you want to leave your pitcher out there, Spirits? 1 out. To the side it, perhaps. That's a K. And now Phil Niekro is going to come in.
Pitching for Spirits, Phil Niekro.
Niekro 0-1 on the year, 831. We can go 65 pitches. Andre Dawson, who came in and hit the home run in the 8th, could decide the game. Let's watch. That's a K.
No hits, no errors. Spirits 5, Niners 5.
To the 10th we go. Eddie Yost is going to play third base, another traveler. We go to Johnny Bench. So if this game goes long into extra innings, Allen has a chance for a 4-home run day. Bench has a chance for a 2-home run day. He's 2 for 4 with a homer. Caught by Bell in left field. 5-5, 10th inning. Reggie Jackson up 2-0-9. Skied to third base foul line, and a foul ball. Reggie Jackson 1 for 4. Grounder to first base, McGuire unassisted. So Sal Bando is the last man standing with 2 outs in the 10th. We don't do that ridiculous lightning round extra innings that you see these days in Major League Baseball. It's just traditional extra innings. And Amos Otis is 0 for 4. That's a K.
Runs, no hits, no errors. Spirits 5, Niners 5.
So the Niners just need 1 run to win. And it's Phil Niekro against Albert Bell, who is 249, no homers and 4 ribbies. As we have crossed the 6 o'clock hour as I record this. We got one more game to do after this. Up the middle, a double for Albert Bell. We'll bring in a pinch runner, which will be the incomparable Tony Gwynn.
Gwynn is the new runner at second.
Barry Larkin. Now up. That's a K. Ned Yost will be pinch hit for. And we will go with Kirby Puckett.
Pinch hitting for Niners, Kirby Puckett.
He's hit .455 and 11 at bats, 3 homers, and 4 RBIs. Just needs a base hit here. Well, he's going to get a home run. That's it. Walk it off. Niners win 7-5 in 10 innings. It's 4 homers and 12 at-bats for Kirby Puckett. Not bad if you're going to be coming off the bench.
The final score from Riverfront Stadium, in 10 innings, Niners 7, Spirits 5. Kevin Appier is the winner. He is now 1-1 on the season. Phil Niekro gets the loss. He is now 0-2. Johnny Bench hit home run number 7 on the season. Dick Allen hit 3. He now has 15 on the season. Kirby Puckett hit number 4. Andre Dawson hit number 2. Time of the game, 3 hours, 55 minutes.
So you saw that, a 10-inning contest between the Niners and the Spirits, won by the 90s Niners, 7-5. Let's see what happened in the other games today. Spitfires lose to the Deadballers 6-2. The Sultans all over the Pioneers 15-5. Hack Wilson with a couple. The Ironmen over the Aces 6-1. The Futurists beat the Explorers 3-1. And the Wings beat the Stars 2-1. No highlights outstanding, so we're going to play our last game of the day. And okay, so we did Spirits Niners and Futurist Explorers first. So we won't be doing those games again. Newhouser and Waddell looks like the way to go. They have a combined 520. Lefty Gomez and Walter Johnson has appeal. But the Spitfires Deadballers game is the better game. So as you look at the standings, the Wings are still the best team in the league at 43-30. The Sultans right behind now at 42-31. The Pioneers and Futurists would be the wild cards at 41-32. And then the Stars and the Spirits are the last place teams now at 29-44. The Niners have moved to 10th place at 30-43. So we'll do this game, Newhouser against Waddell, the Spirits and the Deadballers from the Baker Bowl in Philadelphia. Tinker will be the DH for the Deadballers. Kent's going to play first base. Interesting. And Fisk is going to DH, which, no, I don't like that idea. How about Johnny Pesky playing DH? And we'll just keep him where he is. Having a last bit of diet soda for today, and let's play game number 3.
Pitching for Deadballers, Rube Waddell.
Play ball.
So you see the lineups on the right side of your screen. Hartzell, Snyder, and Stahl, Chicky Stahl, are the outfielders for the Deadballers. Wallace, Wagner, LaJoie, and Kent, your surprise first baseman. Daryl Porter, a traveler, behind the plate, and Rube Waddell pitching, who is 279 with a 6-6 record through 103 in the third innings pitched. Enos Slaughter up, 277, 7 homers, 29 RBIs. Hit well to right. And Snyder's going to make the grab, but he's hurt. He got hurt. A great play at center field, but he got hurt. So we will need a new center fielder. Just like that. And I'm going to put Curtis Granderson in the game. And he will hit fourth. He's a traveler, of course, himself. Lou Boudreau, old Shufflefoot. 264, 3 homers, 33 RBIs. I was mentioning in a prior broadcast, you could catch him doing some Cubs games on YouTube. He also managed the Cubs for a while. Splendid Splinter, Ted Williams, 332, 9 homers, 38 RBIs. Base hit to right. Moving Williams up to a 335 average. Joe DiMaggio, 270. Just making sure I'm still on. 10 homers, 66 ribbies. He's been battling it out for the ribby lead with Stan Musial of the Spitfires. Hit well to right, but Stahl will make the play.
No runs, 1 hit, no errors. Spitfires 0. Deadballers coming to bat.
So you see the lineup there for the Deadballers. Newhouser is 5-4, 2.41 ERA. His whip is actually better than what his replay would suggest. It's at 11.52, should be 11.90. Lefties have trouble against him. His batting average against lefties is 202, is OBA. Wagner 312, 9 homers and 35 ribbies. Sky to center, DiMaggio making the grab. Odd shape of the Baker Bowl with that little nook and cranny. A very sharp jaunt in left center field, and that right field wall produced many a home run from left-handed hitters. Lajoie 384, but he's only had 159 at-bats. Otherwise, he would be qualifying for the batting average lead. 1056 OPS. He has been overperforming what his replay stats should be. Hit well to right. Slaughter will make the play. 2 outs now for Jeff Kent. Only 61 at-bats, but he's hitting 393. And his OPS way above what it should be. And that's going to be popped up. Little triangle play.
No hits,
Joe Gordon made the play.
Spitfires 0. Deadballers 0.
So we go to the second inning with a scoreless tie. Game number 3. In-week play. A little work session here. Wednesday we should be doing our game of the week. This is game 74 for each team. Gabby Hartnett, 273, 11 homers and 52 ribbies. Waddle deals, that's a K. That's 2 for him on the day. Waddle, no stranger to this park, probably, because he was a Philadelphia A, but I think the A's played in Shibe Park. Maybe they had a little exhibition with the Phillies from time to time. Roger Connor is 220. 7 homers, 38 RBIs. Spitfires representing the 40s mostly. The Deadballers, the 1900s. But there are exceptions. Lajoie could not make the play there. That was too hot to handle. And Connor aboard at first. Here is Joe Gordon, 268, 5 homers, 31 RBIs. He's only had 127 at-bats. That's an out. Connor caught stealing, so with 2 outs now and a 1-0 count. That's a walk to Joe Gordon. Here's Johnny Pesky, who we brought in as the DH today. 444, no homers, 2 RBIs, only 9 at-bats the whole year. I think they would use him more.
No runs, no hits, 1 error. Spitfires 0. Deadballers 0.
So if the score's still tied, 0-0, going to the bottom of the second, here's Curtis Granderson, who is playing in lieu of an injured Duke Snyder, who crashed in the wall on the first play. 274, 5 homers, 18 ribbies. Has problems against lefties, as you just saw there, as Newhouser gets his first K of the year. In the replay, he's at 7.3 Ks in 9 innings, and the replay should have him at 5.8. 32 walks on the year and 83 Ks, just including that last one. Bobby Wallace, 247, 4 homers, 39. That's an out. I believe that was a grounder to second. And Chick Stahl, the number 6 hitter, 202, no homers, 13 RBIs. He's been struggling at the plate. Oh, a line drive right to Boudreau.
No runs, no hits, no errors. Spitfires 0, Deadballers 0.
So a scoreless tie as we head into the third inning at the Baker Bowl, Philadelphia, PA. They had a sign in right field for most of its life that said "Life Boy prevents BO." I guess people of that era needed to be reminded to take a bath. Brooks Robinson, 251, better known for his glove, of course. 7 homers, 33 RBIs. Had a great series in that 1970 World Series with Cincinnati. Base hit to right, which Stahl collects. Enos Slaughter, back to the top of the order. He is 0 for 1, now at 271. Waddell cannot make the play off the mound. That is error number 2 for the Deadballers. Lou Boudreau. Boudreau is 0 for 1. Base hit to left. We'll watch Robinson. He comes in. A double for Boudreau. Everybody moved up 2 bases. And that is double number 14 and RBI 34 to make it 1-0 in favor of the Spitfires at 38 and 35. The Deadballers at 37 and 36. Back to Ted Williams, who's 1 for 1 and now up to 335. That's a walk. Base is full of Spitfires. Just make sure you say that rather slow. Bringing up Joe DiMaggio, who is 0 for 1. That's going to be a base hit to left center. 2 runs are going to come home on that single by DiMaggio, and it's 3-0. RBI is 67 and 68 for Joe. Gabby Hartnett is 0 for 1 with a K, 272 now. That's a K for Rube Waddell, who now has 3. But a couple more runs. He's going to be riding the pine, watching the rest of this from the bench. And Roger Connor back up 0 for 1. Sky to center, and Granderson will make that play. 2 outs for Joe Gordon, who walked in the second inning and is back up again in the third. That's a dribbler. LaJoy to Kent
3
for
runs,
the
3 hits,
third out.
1 error. Spitfires 3, Deadballers 0.
Darrell Porter, who played for the Milwaukee Brewers and the Kansas City Royals chiefly. I think he also had a stint with the Cardinals. 218, 6 homers, 17 RBIs. Surprised he is in against lefties. He's only hitting 248 against lefties. Sky to right. Slaughter charging in, making the play. 7 up and 7 down so far for the Deadballers. Topsy Hartzell up, his first at bat this season. Rounder first. That's a fair ball. That's a hit. And a double for Topsy. And that's going to bring up Joe Tinker of Tinkers to Evers to Chance fame in the early century Chicago Cubs. Only 9 at-bats this year. He's 2 for 9. Has a ribby. Gordon to Connor for that out. A grounder to second. Expecting it's starting to rain lightly at the Baker Bowl. The wind blowing out the center field at 17. So who knows? We may see another rain delay here. I think when we have another rain delay, we got an episode of Mannix for you with who was the Mike Connors was the lead in Mannix, wasn't he? Well, anyway, Honus Wagner is up 311, 0 for 1 on the day as we go back to the top of the order finally. And that is skied. And an out at first base
No
to
runs,
retire the side.
1 hit, no errors. Spitfires 3, Deadballers 0.
Johnny Pesky is up now, with that pole named after him at Fenway Park. He is 4 of 10 on the season. No homers, 2 RBIs. That's K for Waddell. That's 4 on the day. Brooks Robinson 1 for 1. Sharply hit, but right to LaJoy with the second out. Bringing up Enos Slaughter, who is 0 for 2. Grounder third, but Wallace goes Little League on that. That's 3 errors now for the Deadballers today. Bringing up Lou Boudreau, who's got a ribby already, 1 for 2. LaJoy getting to that, throwing to
runs,
Kent.
No hits, 1 error. Spitfires 3, Deadballers 0.
So to the bottom of the 22nd inning, actually the 23rd inning we have done today. Nap Lajoie up 381, 0 for 1. Robinson, nice play there to get to throw over to Roger Connor. And Jeff Kemp up 0 for 1, 387 now. That's going right to Ted Williams. And Curtis Granderson at 273. That's hit well to right. And off the wall, and that's a triple. A triple for Granderson, his 4th of the year. To go with his 5 home runs. So I heard a nice little noise. Just give me a moment, folks. Okay, looks like everything is fine. Right by a busy road. I'm about 20 feet from a very busy road here in Lake County, Florida. So occasionally there is some unusual noises that are made. Bobby Wallace is 0 for 1. And that's a pass ball. Granderson's going to score. And it's 3-1. I am protected by some fencing and a sewer plant that I am not too far away. I feel like Ed Norton. So Wallace still up 0 for 1. That's a base hit to right. It's going to get by Slaughter and go all the way to Wall. And Wallace has a triple. That's number 4 for him. So Granderson and Wallace with back-to-back triples, bringing up Chick Stahl at 201, 0 for 1 today. That's a walk to bring up Darrell Porter again, 0 for 1, 217. And that's a K.
2 hits, no errors. Spitfires 3, Deadballers 1.
Newhouser, 52 pitches gone by through 4 innings. He can go 130. Drew Waddell at 78, he can go 150. So he's had a lot of bullets to throw through the first 4 innings. I think that averages to 19.5. Teddy, 335, a walk and 1 for 1. Had a single in the first inning. Waddell, safe as Williams beats Waddell to the bag. And Williams moves his batting average up to 337. Joe DiMaggio, 1 for 2. Of course, Maggio and Williams made 1941 a remarkable season. They've got the force at second to get Ted Williams out. Williams hit 407, and DiMaggio had that long hitting streak. Gabby Hartnett is 271, 0 for 2. DiMaggio steals stolen base number 2 on the year. Not a bad runner. He's a 7 out of 10. And a K for Hartnett. That's 3 Ks for the day for him. And Roger Connor 0 for 2. Skies this to right, and Chicky Stahl is going to get to that.
Runs, 1 hit, no errors. Spitfires 3, Deadballers 1.
Halfway home in our 3rd of 3 games today. And Topsy Hartzell up 1 for 1 on the day and the season. Had that double earlier. Slaughter charging, makes the play in right. Joe Tinker 0 for 1. That's hit well to center, but DiMaggio's going to get to that. 2 outs. Back to the top of the order, and Honus Wagner 0 for 2 today, 310. Robinson, oh, it's going to be close, but that's an out.
No errors. Spitfires 3, Deadballers 1.
To the top of the 6th, and Joe Gordon 0 for 1 and a walk. 266. Well, he's now going to improve on that with that single. He at first base for Johnny Pesky was 0 for 2 and a K. I hear something going on. Hang on, folks. Okay, whatever that doo-doo was, it wasn't the OBS, so we won't worry about it. Hardwired my Wi-Fi today between videos. Johnny Pesky is 364, 0 for 2 today, if I didn't mention that already. Gordon moving to third on that grounder to the right side of the infield, and Brooks Robinson now up 253 and 1 for 2 today. That's K. That's 6 now for Rube Waddell. 3 runs, 2 earned, 6 hits, 2 walks. Slaughter's 0 for 3. Hit well to center, but Greer Anderson will make that play.
1 hit, no errors. Spitfires 3, Deadballers 1.
So it's Lajoie, Kent, and probably a pinch hitter for Granderson if I can think of it. I control the home teams. Lajoie 379, 0 for 2. Foul. Of course, Napoleon Lajoie was mentioned in that Tommy Lee Jones movie about Ty Cobb, which was based on the Al Stump book. Sky to right, and Slaughter will make the play. He's been rather busy today. Jeff Kent 0 for 2. Foul. Batting average down to 381. Grounder third, and out to Connor. Now I'm going to make a play here and put Granderson in because I don't like that 246 against lefties. So let me see who I could bring in. And I think I must have some center fielders out there who could play. Chase Utley is 913. Strays. 821 against lefties. Tommy Leach. Yeah, we'll go Chase Utley.
Pinch hitting for Deadballers, Chase Utley.
Utley, 215 on the year. Ooh. I think he would do good, but he's not. A homer and 15 ribbies. And that's Connor the Newhouser.
Nothing across in the bottom of the 6th. Spitfires 3, Deadballers 1.
So I'll bring in Thomas, Roy Thomas, to play center fielder the rest of the game. 9 in center field. Lou Boudreau back up, forfeit bat, possibly. 1 for 3 with a double and a ribby, and he walks. Ted Williams, 2 for 2 and a walk. Skies this up, and LaJoie will make the play, or Lajoie. 114 pitches for Rube Waddell. Could go the distance, but the Spitfire bats would have to cooperate with that. And Joe DiMaggio is 1 for 3, 2 ribbies. And Boudreau is out, and Lajoie is injured on that play where he retired Lou Boudreau, so they will need a substitute, and that's going to be Williams with a slightly better fielding percentage. Jimmy Williams coming in to play second, and he will bat second. So, bit of a mash unit out there between the losses of Duke Snyder and Napoleon Lajoie. Joe DiMaggio up 1 for 3, 2 RBIs. That's a walk. So if you're wondering where have you gotten Joe DiMaggio, he went to first base. Gabby Hartnett is 0 for 3, 3 Ks. And that is a base hit down the left field line. We'll watch DiMaggio. He scores 5 No, I take that back. 4-1. 4-1. But Waddell treading on dangerous ground, as Mr. Hand said in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Roger Connor is 0 for 3. That's going to be a foul ball, I think.
Ball.
Yes. Mr. Spicoli, you are treading on dangerous ground. Ray Walston said something like that. And Porter
1 run, 1 hit,
with the catch.
no errors. Spitfires 4, Deadballers 1.
Bobby Wallace, 1 for 2 and a triple. Smoked that to center, but DiMaggio's got a lot of room. Makes the play. Now, do I have a right fielder who could come in? I imagine I got somebody who could play right field. We'll bring another righty. We'll go with Tommy Leach this time.
Pinch hitting for Deadballers, Tommy Leach.
Leach, 0 for 3 on the year. No other offensive stats to speak of. Trying to be a little spark plug, but that is a high fly to right. And Daryl Porter is up. Now, do I have another catcher? I do, in Roger Bresnahan. So, we're going to make another move. I don't have too many moves left to make. Jimmy Collins will come in to pinch hit.
Pinch hitting for Deadballers, Jimmy Collins.
This is hit well to left, but Teddy Williams is going to make the play there.
No runs, no hits, no errors. Spitfires 4, Deadballers 1.
Okay, so coming in to catch will be Roger Bresnahan. And I will have him at number 6. In right field, I have... We'll do Fielder Jones. He will bat 7th. Joe Gordon leading off the 8th inning, 1 for 2. At 271. That smoked to left, and I think he could forget about that one. And Joe Gordon will touch them all. A home run to make it 5-1. That's going to be it for Rube Waddell. As I sense Ella is going to come up and join me here at the desk. Okay, honey, I need to see. I need to see. So, and you're blocking what I need to see. So, while we're making the pitching change, I will just show you that Ella is with me. My nosy little cat, who I love. Okay, bring somebody in for Rube Waddell. Honey. I'm going to ask you to come down. Okay? I'm going to ask you to go down. So it's lefty, righty, righty for the Spitfires. Lefty, righty, lefty. So I want to bring a lefty in. My options are Doc White or Nap Rucker. I'm going to go with Nap Rucker.
Pitching for Deadballers, Nap Rucker.
4 2/3 innings pitched. And a 3.86 ERA, no record but 1 save. He faces Johnny Pesky, who's 0 for 3 in a K today. 333. Up the middle, a base hit. I don't use the bullpen rule in Action PC Baseball. I assume they have warmed up. Brooks Robinson 1 for 3 in a K. Last man in the order. That's another base hit up the middle. That's going to move Pesky to second. And Enos Slaughter is up 0 for 4. And this is hit to center, and Thomas will make the play at center field for the first out. Now, if the Deadballers could get a double play and get away without more runs being boarded. Boudreaux up 1 for 3. That's hit well to left. Hartzell should make the grab. Pesky's going to move to third, taking advantage of that chicken noodle arm that Hartzell has. And we're back to Ted Williams, 2 for 3 and a walk. Sharply hit. That's a base hit going all the way to the wall. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in On the 19th double by Ted Williams, RBIs 39 and 40, and we have entered Blowoutsville with the score 7-1. It's a two-swing game now. And Joe DiMaggio is 1 for 3. That is hit to the second baseman, Williams, over to Kent.
4 hits, no errors. Spitfires 7, Deadballers 1.
Topsy Hartzell back up. 1 for 2 and a double, and this is going to be an uphill battle against the dominant pitcher, Hal Newhouser, who has pitched 7 innings, only given up 1 run, 3 hits, a walk, and 2 Ks. Gordon with the stab over to Connor for the first out. Ella is transfixed with my wiring, so let's get this game done fast before she gnaws on something. And Tinker now back up 0 for 2, 182. Back to Newhouser, and an error, the first error of the game for the Spitfires, as Connor botches that catch at first base. Tinker a 9 runner, but I'm not expecting him to steal any bases. Honus Wagner is 0 for 3.
You're out of here.
Oh, and we have something going on here. Newhouser was pitching a good game. Connor walked. Newhouser said something about the family tree of the umpire. He is now gone. Kurt Davis is in. Well, talk about an explosive development there. Kurt Davis, with Newhouser pitching quite a game, and he just loses his cool all of a sudden, and the home plate umpire wasn't having any of it. So Newhouser hits the showers a little early, and Kurt Davis, Ella, don't be touching the machinery now. You know what happens now, honey. Okay? I treat Ella well. I just got to remind her sometimes of who she is. Kurt Davis comes in 4-0, 33 and 2/3 innings pitched. He can go 70 pitches, so he'll probably go the rest of the game. Now, can the Deadballers capitalize on this and start a rally here? Jimmy Williams will start it off. 308, no at bats so far today. Robinson with the pop fly catch for the second out. Well, I wasn't expecting that. So we've had an ejection of Hal Newhouser. Jeff Kent 0 for 3. That's a walk. Bringing in Roy Thomas, who is having his first at bat of the day. He's 0 for 1 for the season. That's a K.
No hits, 1 error. Spitfires 7, Deadballers 1.
So Davis gets them out of the jam. To close out the 8th, we go to the last inning of the day, we think. And Gabby Hartnett, 1 for 4 and a double. That is hit well to left. Hartzell at the track near the wall makes the play. Roger Connor is 0 for 4, 217. Base hit to center. Bringing up Joe Gordon, who had the homer earlier. That's a K. So Rucker, inning in 2/3, has 1 K, but he has surrendered 4 hits. Johnny Pesky 1 for 4. Wagner over to first
No runs,
for the
1
out.
hit, no errors. Spitfires 7, Deadballers 1.
So Kurt Davis back up for his second inning of work. Looks like he played for the Brooklyn Dodgers at one point in his career. 7-12-1 for the Spitfires. They've left 10 on. The Deadballers with that ugly line score of 1-3-3 with 6 men left on base. Davis with a K, his second. Bringing up Roger Bresnahan, seeing his first at-bat, hitting 273. That's a grounder to third. Fielder Jones seeing his first at-bat of the game. He is 0 for 3 in the season. Boudreaux, Connor, the game is over. And the Spitfires win 7-1.
The final score from Baker Bowl, Spitfires 7, Deadballers 1. Hal Newhouser is the winner. He is now 6-4. Rube Waddell is the loser, he is now 6-7. Joe Gordon hit home run number 6 on the season. Time of the game, 3 hours, 5 minutes.
So the Newhouser ejection winds up being anticlimactic as the Spitfires go over the Deadballers 7-1. Snyder and LaJoy will both be just injured for the day only. Newhouser was the MVP of the game. So let's show you what happened in the other games on June 25th. We'll come back tomorrow, and the working schedule, June 26th is this round of games, and do the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday games, 27th, 28th, 29th, and then do the Saturday game on Wednesday. Lord willing, and if my creek doesn't rise, and I'm not too far from a creek. In the other games, the Niners 5-4 over the Spirits, Kurt Schilling a winner. The Pioneers all over the Sultans, 14-4. Pie Trainer with a big day, 3-4, 2 ribbies and 2 doubles. Ty Cobb 2-4 with a double, leading the Aces over the Ironmen 4-2. Explorers beat the Futurists 2-1. Soriano 2-4 and a double. Robin Yount with a home run, his 11th, as the Wings beat the Stars 6-3. Pioneers in that 14-4 win had Luis Gonzalez with 4 hits. The Pioneers got 19 hits. The Niners had a great performance out of Kurt Schilling. 8 2/3 innings pitched, 11 Ks, and 1 walk. So let's total up the standings and see where we're at. The Wings still leading Division A at 44-30. The Sultans leading Group B, Division B, at 42-32. The Pioneers and the Futurists would still be the wild card teams. The Wings would battle the Futurists and the Sultans would battle the Pioneers if the playoffs were today. But we still have a long way to go. We have 80 more games for everybody. As my camera's all askew, thanks to Ella. Well, I hope you enjoyed this last hour and 37 minutes. If you made it through all 3 games, my congratulations to you. This has been Big Paulie, wishing you all well. Godspeed, God bless. We'll do it all again soon. Bye-bye for now, everybody. Now I got to edit this.